Welcome to Third Chances, a talk show where we like to hear from people who devoted their life to health, fitness, and wellness. Medical professionals, health coaches, and all the others who help us every day to cure our body, mind, or soul. Those who always look for more natural, holistic ways to help even more people to live a happier and healthier life. Those who don't like to give up easily and settle on you or themselves. It is never too late or too soon. I always believe that every one of us deserves not just a second chance, but as many as we need. I'm Vera, your host. Who better than a master of reinvention with an accent to guide you through it, right? Just like they say, you are not a tree, so move. And God knows I have done just that in my own life many times. If you are not completely happy with the direction your life is going, this show may help you get the courage to change what is needed, find a new path, and take charge. So come on over, pour yourself a glass of wine, and spend some time with us. Let's laugh and cry together and get inspired by people just like you and me who overcame their own doubts and took a leap of faith to reinvent their life on their own terms. I hope and pray that we help you on that journey. And if you feel so compelled and inspired, please let us know. Don't be shy. Who knows? You may just be our next featured guest with another inspiring success story. So here we go. Hello. And this is the first episode of 2023. And it is my pleasure to welcome here Robert Hayek, or as I was corrected, Bob, because I kept calling him Robert, which was not appropriate. Robert is very special to me because he's the person who introduced me to ASEA, and that's what I owe my health to. And so it was only appropriate to have him as a guest and kind of tell us all how his life story got to where he is today and how it became that he is working with ASEA and redox signaling molecules, and he's learning and teaching other people to take it on as a business, and he's been very helpful to me. And so it is my pleasure, and it's gonna be a little different because we didn't have time to prepare, and so I'll be asking Bob to take charge and tell us how he got in his life story and professional career where he is today, because I only know him the last year and a little some. So welcome, Bob, to the show.
Thank you.
And please tell us what I don't know about you.
There's a lot you don't know about me.
I'm sure about that.
Well, before ASEA, I own a company called Financial Independence, LLC, which is a company that helps individuals and business owners eliminate debt. Mm-hmm. I've been in the financial industry since 1993. I started my career with Equitable, and soon after that left and went on my own, and been on my own ever since. Mm-hmm. And always looking for programs that would help people. And in 2019, I moved down to Florida for health reasons, and also because my wife has a pension, and New Jersey's not pension friendly. Yeah. So we came down here, and my boss up in New Jersey's like, you gotta keep working. I'm like, I don't really want to keep working. I really want to be semi-retired and maybe become a bass fisherman, And he's laughing. He says, no, you need to go out and meet some people and network and find some business. I'm like, all right. So I started looking around. I went on Meetup, and I saw something that said Rockstar Networking. And I thought, wow, as you can see, I have drums behind me. I'm a retired drummer.
Yeah.
Played professionally when I was younger. And I thought this might be pretty cool. I could meet some people that I might know. But that didn't turn out to be what it was, because when I got there was a kid in a suit and tie, and I said I was here for the Rockstar event. And
yeah, far from it, right?
What? Yeah, I'm like, I'm here to meet some rock stars. He's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean, no? It says Rock Star Networking. He goes, that's the name of the company. He says, no, this is a networking event. And
Misleading, isn't it?
yeah, it was pretty deceiving. So I said to him, all right, well, what do you do? He goes, well, I help individuals get rid of student loans. I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Like to know more about it. And we went on our way after that meeting, and I forgot about him. And about 30 days later, I got another email requesting that, to show up for another meeting. And I figured, hey, let me go because I really wanted to know more about this program.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got there, he wasn't there, but his dad was there. And his dad asked me, did David show me what he does? And I said, no, he just basically told me he helps people get rid of student loans. And he's like, nah, you got to really meet this other guy, Tommy Episcopo. He's the one that's behind all this. And I'm not in the mood to go meeting people and learning. I didn't want to do it, but I decided, fine, I'll go. Now, I'm there with Tommy, and Tommy proceeds to show me a program, which the whole time I'm going like this to him. And he's like, Bob, why are you shaking your head no? I said, Tommy, you can't do that. He's like, do what? He goes, you can't do what you're showing me you're doing. It's not possible. He goes, I know it's possible because I was the one to help put the program together. And when I realized what he was showing me was real, I got excited. And I went out and opened up my company, opened up my website, started doing live networking events. We had 30, 40 people showing up at a time. We were doing really great until COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then COVID just shut us down. And it wasn't a problem financially. It was just irritating because it just started the business.
Yeah.
And I had to now learn how to do business on this world of Zoom.
Yeah.
It was another chore in itself. And it just so happened the first call I was on, I was waiting for the meeting to start, and I was talking to a buddy, and I was telling him I was in the Everglades bass fishing for my birthday, and I had to cut my trip short because my shoulder locked. And there was a girl on the call, and she goes, oh, I got a great product for you. It's got a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it won't hurt you. I said, oh, really? Is it a network marketing company? She goes, yep. I said, no, thank you. And I just blew her off. And I did that only because I was busy trying to get my business up and running. Now, since late 90s, I've been involved with network marketing. And the reason I've always been involved with network marketing is it's a very powerful business. They do about $190 billion a year as an industry. If you could find the right product, right company, the right mixture, it could be a home run. I mean, it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And that's why most people fail, because they think it's easy, but it's not. It takes a lot of work, hard effort, and everything else. So now I blew her off. And for 2 months, every week she came on that call, asked me how my shoulder was. And finally, I had an MRI of my shoulder and my lower back. And the orthopedic surgeon wanted to do surgery. So I called her. I said, Lisa, what do you got? I want to know more. You seem pretty adamant that this will help. And she introduced me to a company called ASEA. And they have two main products, like the water and a gel. And she says to me, rate the pain in my shoulder from 1 to 10. I said, 10, Lisa, I can't get my elbow off my body. She goes, apply the gel 3 times in 5 minutes to your shoulder. And I was laughing, literally laughing.
Yeah, like the over. Yeah.
I'm like, well, what are you talking about? She goes, put it on, let it dry, put it on, let it dry, put it on, let it. Now I'm really laughing because I didn't smell it, didn't feel it, didn't know what the hell I put on my shoulder. It disappeared. But we just kept talking. And about 10 minutes into that conversation, I did that. And when I did that, I went, you got to be kidding me. How's it possible? I couldn't move
That was over Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, how is it possible I couldn't move my shoulder? And now I have motion. And she said, I told you so. I said, no, Lisa, I need more than that. I want to talk to somebody. So I had the ability to talk to Dr. David Silverman. He sits on the medical professional board of the company. And I told him I used the gel 3, 4, 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Had great success, virtually no pain, but motion back. I said, but that's not my problem. I said, I'm dealing with a neurological disorder. I said, I have headaches 2 to 3 times a week. I'm not sleeping at night, taking 1,200 milligrams of gabapentin. just put my feet on the floor, holding 2 to 3 ounces of fluid in my bladder. I'm up every night going to the bathroom in a fog and a day. I just went off on them. Now, that was November of 2020. And since then, I sleep like a baby. I haven't had yet to have a headache, take no more pain medication. Bladder empties on its own. Everything started to turn around, which started to really blow my mind because my father, God rest his soul, he died of complications of the same disorder at the age of 56. He lived his last 15 years of his life in a VA hospital in East Orange, New Jersey. He couldn't walk, talk, or eat. He had 6 kids. I was the lucky one. But I knew I wouldn't get where he was because I got it later in life. But you don't get better. You just get progressively worse.
Yeah.
And for
With
me to
what
feel
we
the way I
know.
do,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I got on a plane. I went out to the company. I wanted to know how they made it, who was behind it. And what I found was a phenomenal story. And like I said to you, when somebody's looking for, if you're struggling or settling and you're looking for a way out or a way to make $300 to $500 a month, network marketing is absolutely a win-win, because nowhere can you start a business for $40. I mean,
Yeah.
literally. I mean, the most you could spend in the company is, I think, $1,200. And it's all product. It's not even, you're not buying anything other
And
than
it's a
product.
product you're gonna use for
You're
yourself.
going to
It's
use
not like you
yourself,
have to
right?
stock inventory or anything
Oh,
else.
you don't have to ship it. You don't have to collect it. You don't have to do anything. All you do is share. We just tell people about what we experience.
Why do you think, Bob, that so many people have so many assumptions about what MLM is, what network marketing is, and they, like you and me, we both kind of like, oh, okay, no, not even knowing what we are walking away from. When we hear network marketing, it has this stigma around it. That
Well,
why do
when
you
I
think
walked
it
away
is?
from it, I wasn't walking from it because of a stigma. I was walking away from it because I was busy.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking.
But your first reaction when she said when you asked her if it's MLM and she said yes, you said no, thank you. So
Right.
there was something in your brain that was connecting to that style of business.
Well, I just figured it was, and it just, I knew that I wasn't thinking through the fact that it could be a good product and it could help, and just bypass the business.
Hmm.
My thoughts are always, if it's a good product, I want to be in business.
Right.
So, but she, like that commercial you were saying that I filmed that you thought was real good. I thank her, because the gift isn't ASEA. The gift is the person that tells you about it,
Yeah.
because it's hard. I mean, it's hard for people to come out of their comfort zone and tell somebody about something. But in the same sense, you go and you see the new Top Gun movie, Maverick, and you loved it, and you go home, you tell all your friends and family, oh, did you see Top Gun? Did you see Maverick? Oh, it was a great movie. It was great. And then they tell their friends and family, and everybody but Tom Cruise isn't going to send you a thank you check.
Yeah.
No, but you're easy to do that, but people don't understand what network marketing is all about. And the fact that all it is word of mouth advertising. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And once you understand that's all it is, and you can come out of your comfort zone and let yourself go and try, you'd be surprised what you could do.
Isn't it also that maybe some people have bad experiences with
Oh, a lot of
either
them
the
have
business
bad.
model or the people that were behind it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of companies out there that are started for one reason and one reason only, and that's to make money.
Yeah.
And once they make the money, they sell it, they ditch it, they do whatever, and then they leave these people high and dry. You get a lot of owners that are just not good people. I mean, the last company I was with, we had a great product. It was an all natural sugar blocker. We had a ton of people coming in. The business was growing fast. It was probably one of the fastest businesses I've seen grow.
Hmm.
And then the owner decided to change the comp plan because he just couldn't imagine paying all that money out to everybody. And once you do that, that's a kiss of death.
Hmm.
And it all fell apart, So there is a lot of bad out there. But again, a lot of people have to look in the mirror when they say it didn't work. Well, what didn't work? And it's 9 times out of 10, it's the person they're seeing in the mirror didn't work.
Yeah,
They didn't do anything.
right. The
Yeah.
blocks. Oh, the mental blocks.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like we always say, the ones that say they will, won't, and the ones that say they won't, will.
Mm. But listen, when you kind of elegantly skipped over that period of your life when you were a drummer. Were you doing it as a hobby or were you a professional musician?
No, I was a professional drummer.
So how did you end up in business?
Well, I was playing drums since I was probably able to walk.
Wow.
I've had bands from grammar school on, came out of high school, went right to California, met with some people, and it just so happened that I had placed an ad in, which was at the time, the Aquarian in New Jersey. It was a music magazine looking for a band, and the manager of Leslie West, who was the guitar player for Mountain, was looking for a drummer. And they called. And I literally hung up on him twice because I thought it was my buddy Ed calling, busting my chops. And the third time he called, and I said, hello. He said, look, Bob, I'm not going to do this again. So if you're planning on hanging up, I'm not calling back. And I'm like, this isn't Ed. He's like, I don't know who Ed is, but if you're interested in auditioning for the Leslie West band, I highly suggest you do not hang up on me.
Oh boy.
And I'm glad I didn't. So I said, yeah, sure, I'm interested. I had to go to, I was in Hawthorne. I lived in Hawthorne. I had to go to NetCon. I drove all the way out to NetCon, did the audition. As I'm pulling in my driveway, as I got home, opened up my truck to get my drums out, I realized I left my cymbal bag in NetCon, which is was probably about an hour and a half away from where I lived. So I called the one guy's house that we were at for the audition. I said, look, I left my bag there. I'm going to come up tonight and pick it up. Would you be up, a little later? And he said, no, don't bother. I said, well, why? I need to get my cymbals. He goes, you pick them up tomorrow. I said, well, I don't want to come tomorrow. I want to come now. He goes, no, well, we have band practice tomorrow and you need to be here tomorrow. I said, oh, okay, that'll work.
So you got hired.
I was hired out of 300 drummers.
And how long did that career last?
I played with him from 1970, probably like 1978, 79 to about 83, 82, 83.
Wow.
Yep. Had a bunch of great shows, played all up and down the East Coast. I also had a band prior to that, a band called Hollywood Rock. And we were on our way. We had done a real good demo, had it done, and it was stolen, which I thought was stolen.
Wow.
But it wasn't stolen. It was actually sold by the bass player because he wanted studio time, and ended up playing as a soundtrack to a porno film.
Nice. That's a good promo.
Yeah. Because I tease people all the time. I used to be in the porno business.
Oh boy. Yeah. Look at you. Yeah, the show business
So
is
that
not
was
an easy
my
task,
short music
sure.
career.
Oh, but then you didn't pursue it further?
No, I got frustrated as I got older and dealing with all the different types of problems, and yeah, I wasn't for me.
But you still occasionally play, do you?
Every once in a while.
Just for fun? Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Other than that, they collect dust. I said, other than that, they collect dust.
Yeah, it's a good background, though. It's a very interesting background for those that are watching on YouTube, of course. Yeah. Wow. So that's quite a story that got you to ASEA. And I was fortunate that you approached me on LinkedIn, and at first I did the same thing you did to Lisa. I just blow you off, and I'm like, sure, right. And I remember you sent me some link to a video, and I didn't even bother to see it because I assume it's some kind of sales. And I just wonder sometimes, because I have been in sales my whole life, why people react like that without even knowing. It's just, that's the first reaction, the defense goes up, and I don't want to hear anything, I don't want to see anything. You actually won me over with that shoulder story, because I had a same, not so severe as you, but I had an on and on going shoulder issue for 15 years. And so when you told me about your shoulder, I was curious enough to give it a chance and try it. And boy, was I surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
it is. It is. So going forward from then, did you recover your financial firm, or did you
Oh yeah, well,
concentrate
I mean, the
mostly?
firm is there. I mean, it wasn't, in fact, I didn't lose anything. It was just the momentum is what we lost,
Yeah,
because a lot of people thought that with COVID, I would have been busier than a one-armed paper hanger, but that wasn't the case. Nobody wanted to spend money. Nobody wanted to see anybody. I had an office in Palm City. I paid rent for a year. Not one person went into that office. I'm
jeez.
like, why am I paying rent for a room I don't need?
Yeah,
But I still do business. I mean, I have a book of business. Like I said, I've been in that industry since '93.
mhm.
So I've been getting paid on life insurance I wrote in 1993. And that's the beauty of residual income.
Yes, yes.
Do something once and get paid over and over and over again.
I have been in the life insurance industry back in Prague, and unfortunately, when I was successful and everything, then we moved to States, and I have to give up my accounts and give it to somebody else to continue that. So I know exactly what you're talking about. But that's going back to why the network marketing system is so interesting. And I just read somebody's comment on a post that there's a lot of really successful people in this network marketing.
Oh yeah.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry in
Oh
the
yeah.
world. And it's, somebody said, if it wasn't network marketing, I wouldn't even bother to look at it. Why do you say it's that?
Well, because they know the power of it. They know the power of the leverage. I mean, it's just imagine having multiple you out there doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and getting paid for all of those multiple U's. I mean, that's what people don't understand. I mean, it takes time to build your team, but once it's built, it'll run on its own.
Yeah. It
It's,
doesn't depend on you investing 100% of your time for money. And if
no,
you don't invest time, you don't make money.
no, and most people, if they just, you know, were honest with themselves and say, look, if I can make an extra $300, $400, $500 a month, that'd be great. And just concentrate on doing that. And that's not hard to do. It's that they want to become the diamonds of the world without doing anything. Well, those diamonds all had to walk up those same stairs. One step at a time they had to do it. And they had to become a director and a director 300 and a director 700 and a Ruby and everything else. They didn't just go.
Yeah.
So, and then they get disappointed and they blame everything other than themselves.
Hmm. Yeah, I experienced on my own how hard it is, even for somebody that had a sales career most of my life, and it's just completely different business than being in sales. It's really in the business of building relationships first, and no matter how excited you are about the product and the power of it and how it helped you and your loved ones and stuff, there are still some people that wouldn't even look at it, and it's very frustrating because you know how much it can help them, but you don't want to be pushing and people walk away from things that don't even know how it can change their life.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is the frustrating part, but it's just something you have to live with. You know, if they don't hear it, nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's one part of the coaching that we went through. Me as a coach from Tony Robbins, and you definitely have some share of the personal development as well, that you really cannot change anybody's mind.
Nope.
Actually, the more you try to, the more defensive they become, because they have to discover it on its own. And I remember when we first started together, I was telling you right up front, I don't want to sell anything. I have enough to deal with. I just want to try it if it's going to help me. And then 2 days later, when I realized what it did for my shoulders, I was calling you back. It's like, who am I kidding? I want to sell this. This is amazing. And then you run into problems that even the people that respect you and love you wouldn't even hear it, because again, they prejudice about network marketing. If it's network marketing, it can be serious.
Right.
If I didn't hear about it from my doctor, it can be real, right?
Right.
How do you deal with that?
There's nothing you can do. You know, it's like that old saying, do you want peanuts or do you want pretzels? You know, I mean, if you don't want anything, okay, next. You want, you know, you can't let it bother you.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, you know, you just sit there. And I've had situations, I've got cousins, I had an uncle that passed who bought the product, and then his doctor told him he was going to do an experimental medication and didn't want him to take anything else. I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, he's the doctor, you're the patient, you determine what you do, not him.
But I think we are conditioned to listen to doctor, unfortunately.
Right. And then I'm like, what do you care how you get better if you can get better? If it helps you, you don't care where it came from. What does it matter? You know,
it's your life, not his. Yeah.
Right. But, you know, unfortunately, that's not the way the world goes around, you know.
That's true. Yeah, I know.
That's why when in this business, it's important to know that it's a business.
Yeah.
And in order for your business to grow, you need two parts to the business. You need your customers and you need your business builders. And the business builders are the people that see the business opportunity. And that's what you got to focus on. Because if you focus on constantly bringing in sick people, you're going to have a sick business.
I remember you told me that, because at the beginning, it didn't even cross my mind to build a team. I was thinking, my God, this is such a fabulous, powerful product that can help anybody. It got to be easy sell, because when everybody see what it can do for them, they will just jump on it, which first of all, it was not the case. I have quite a few people that were open to try it, but then you really have to go on and look for new business, and you do it all yourself. While when you build a team, that's the power of network marketing. Suddenly you are not the only one invested time-wise in all the activities. Suddenly it mushrooms, the mushroom effect comes in when more people are working on the same thing. It's true. Plus, I think also it makes the difference what kind of product it is, because what we're talking about is redox signaling molecules. Once you discover the power of it for your health and well-being, you don't ever want to go off it.
No.
The thing is, this is not something that you take for a month or two and then you're done with it. That's like going to gym and make few push-ups and expecting to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
Many people do, unfortunately.
No, it is. It's something that if it makes you feel better, you definitely want to continue to do. And that's the beauty of ASEA, because when people have what we call that aha moment, no, they do not want to come off it. Yeah. They know the power of it. And the other beautiful part is there's nowhere else in the world they can get it. Nobody else has it.
That's true.
When you have a product that powerful, and that unique, and you're the only one in the world that has it, that's a pretty good opportunity.
And literally everybody in the world may use it, may need
And
it.
everybody in the planet can use it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't be allergic to it. You can't have a reaction to it. That's pretty powerful, because I don't care what kind of vitamin, mineral, CBD, whatever, somebody's allergic to it, and somebody's gonna have a reaction to it. But this you can't, because it's already in you.
When you first started with it as a user, do you remember what was the thing that won you over that you wanted to do it as a business?
That first 10 minutes, when I moved my shoulder and the pain that I was in, and was able to do that, I was like, wait a minute, this is pretty interesting. Yeah, that was right there. I knew that I was probably going to build a business, because I'd never in my wildest dreams, especially when I hung up with her and went back and looked up what I put on my shoulder and realized all it was salt and water.
That's what you think it was.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
But going through everything that I had, I mean, I went through those videos like wildfire. I watched everything and anything that I had my hands on. Must have watched the Genesis video 100 times.
I remember when you first sent me those links, and it felt overwhelming first. And then I started watching it one, the testimonials and the Genesis and all the stories. And I remember myself sitting in front of a computer. It was like 11 o'clock at night, bawling my eyes out because it was so crazy touching, those stories. But then you get so emotionally involved that you are destroyed when somebody wouldn't even look at it, when you know what it is, what it is capable of, which is kind of like crazy thing too.
No, you're right. It's just, you could help, and you have something, and somebody's like, nah, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, well,
yeah,
I told you. So at least I can sleep at night, because at least I told you.
And some people come back eventually.
Yes, yeah. Well, they all are watching, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all watching to see what happens, because they want to say to you, see, I told you wasted your time.
Yeah, but not it doesn't seem like it with you. You are getting better and better.
Yep.
And
been working.
Regarding your diagnosis that we didn't mention, because this technology is not intended to cure, diagnose, or heal anything. It just empowers your own body to give it what it needs to heal itself. That's to say that disclaimer. How is your neurological disorder doing?
Right now, it's fine. I mean, I'm basically stable.
It's not progressing as it should be normally, right?
No, it's reversing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, to me it is. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. With no side effects, no risk. No. Just a little open-mindedness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hard do you find it to find people that will look at it the same way we do and decide to build a business around it? Because like I'm thinking of when somebody has a business. I used to have a business. It was physical business. If I was sick, I couldn't work, I didn't make money. That's the perfect recipe for disaster, because when you are the business, when anything goes wrong, you're not making money. There's no money coming in. While this is like your security blanket, because you sell once and it keeps selling and it keeps growing. And when you get few people that are selling it with you, suddenly there's more people contributing into that bucket. And it doesn't matter if you work 100% time, it's still going on kind of, I don't want to say on its own, because it's not true. You need to put the work in, but it grows to point when you can even remove yourself temporarily from the business and you still get an income from it. So how do you explain this to people? what residual income really is when they tell you, I have my own business, I'm fine.
Well, the problem with just having your own business is that, like you said, everything's based on you.
Yeah.
So there's no leverage. So if something goes wrong with you, it affects the business. There's a person in the business that we both know, Amy Stacy, a registered nurse of 37 years, hospice and palliative care. She joined ASEA way back when. Again, not wanting to build a business, but once she saw what it did for her, she decided to build. And she built a pretty decent sized business, but something happened within her family where she had to take 3 years off. And when I say she take off 3 years, I mean she had no contact with anybody, her upline, her downline, her side, nobody for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And every Friday, her check kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So my question is, what company, first off, would ever allow you to take 3 years off in a row? And then while you're taking that time, pay you more every single week that you're off? It's not going to happen. There's only one way to do that, and that is network marketing.
True. But knowing this, it just, it kind of mind-boggling that people wouldn't even take a more serious look to it when they hear network marketing. There's so much stigma about it, and yet I have met some of the most successful people that are traveling the world, living life of their dreams, which not everybody goes into it to be a millionaire. Let's to be clear, but the kind of freedom you are able to build, no matter how big you wish it to be, it can be supplemental income, it can be as big as you want, but the kind of freedom, time freedom, what you can work it from your computer anywhere in the world, you would think it's a no-brainer.
The problem is, in order to build the business, you have to have what we call a why. You have to know why you're doing it. What's the purpose of this business? Why am I doing this? And that why has to be so strong that you can't do anything else. There is no other choice. And that's how you got to look at it. And when things get tough and you think that it's going the wrong way or whatever, that why has got to put you back on track and say, hey, this is why I'm doing this. This is what I want to achieve. Maybe it's a dream. Maybe it's something you've always wanted. Maybe it was something for a family member, whatever it is. But you got to focus in. You got to be persistent and consistent. And you just got to go forward and just keep going. I mean, there's no real trick to the game. It's just keep doing it, because you can't fail unless you quit.
Yeah. Can I ask you, aside of your own success story with your improved health and well-being, do you have another big motivation that keeps you going, pushing?
What's my why?
Mm-hmm.
I want to finish. That's what keeps me going. Because I've got a lot of people in my life that don't think I'm much of anything. And think that most of what I do is a joke. So I want to prove to myself, one, I can finish this, and then that'll prove to them I can finish it.
That's pretty strong.
I have my motivators of where I want to be. That's my diamond water that I get to drink when I've hit diamond.
Nice.
See, those reminds me of what I'm trying to achieve. I got it all over here.
I didn't know that about you.
Yep.
Isn't it sad that sometimes we have the closest people to us, even though they love us and respect us, they somehow assume that they are so much smarter than we are, that we don't see the whatever they think it is.
Yeah, we're not smart enough to see what they know, right? Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah. while we spend hours and hours and hours in studying and making sure it's real and making sure that studies confirm it and science confirm it before we even open our mouth. And then it feels like, yeah, I'm just like, did you think I'm idiot right away, or did you always thought that?
I let it in one ear and out the other, and I take that and that fuels my drive. And I just keep going forward.
What's your biggest success so far in this business? What do you feel like most that really you accomplished something significant for yourself
In what?
in this business building, network marketing
What's my biggest success?
so far? Because we both of us are not in that long, but we keep moving each other.
Well, my success, I think, is finding people like yourself that are open enough to understand and see the opportunity and allow me to help you. Bill, that's what I like about it. I like helping people. That's all I'm about, is helping people.
Yeah.
My whole insurance business was about helping people. I just never felt that way because I was always having to try to disturb somebody to sell something.
Yeah.
Where now I don't have to do that. I can show them something that actually helps them. And then they make the decision that they want to go forward, which is great. It's the same thing here. Try it. That's all I'm asking you to do, is try it. You got 30 days.
Yeah.
You have that aha moment. Trust me, you're not going to want to stop.
You just had someone, I remember you had a couple that you were talking about ASEA to them for a long time and they didn't even look at it. And then you met for dinner and things changed, didn't they?
Oh, that was, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yep. That was actually one of my biggest clients in my insurance business. And he's got a health issue, and so does she. And he's such a hard guy to get a hold of because they're very, very busy people. They own multiple daycares, multiple restaurants. So they're very hard. So when we were up in Jersey, last time I mentioned to him I was coming up, I said, let's do dinner. And he finally said, okay. So we met for dinner. And when we were done eating, I said to him, I said, Winston, did you ever look at that stuff I sent you about ASEA? And he's like, okay, you didn't. I said, this is why I sent it, because it can help you. And I gave him a little insight, and he was real excited about it. His wife came to the table. He starts telling his wife about it. We go back to the house. I end them rolling them at 11 o'clock at night. Excuse me. And they loved it. They absolutely fell in love with it. And they started telling their people.
There's something that you let her try it on her knees or something?
Yeah, we put it on, did 3 times for 5 minutes on her knees, which she wasn't able to crouch down. She could just barely move, and then she was able to almost crouch to the floor. She was amazed. And it's just, all you have to do is try.
That's right.
And that's why I tell people, if you don't like it, you got 30 days. There's no catch. There's no get me here. You don't like it, I'll help you get out. No big deal. But if you do, then let me help you in another way, because I can help you get it for free, and I can show you how to make a little money. Yep.
Well, if this is a kind of loaded question, but since we are how do you say it? Philosophizing? No, there's no such a word. Like philosophing. No. Never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you if there was one thing you want to be remembered by, what would it be for you? What it would be the most meaningful thing?
In what sense?
When we once expire.
Oh, what a pain in the ass.
World. I don't want to be negative, but we strive to achieve something. We want to make sense. We want to be useful. We want to be helping people. We want to do something meaningful and feel at the end of our lives that our life mattered. That's what I'm asking. What would be that one thing that would be most meaningful to you, feeling like I have done what I could to achieve this? This is what I'm remembered by.
Honest and good-hearted. I'm an honest guy and I'm good-hearted.
I can confirm that for sure.
I will give you the shirt off my back unless it's cold out.
Then not so much.
Not so much.
Oh no, I can totally sign up for that, because you have done just for me so much this last year that we know each other, and we have spent some wonderful time with you and your wife Vivian. Thanks to you, I have been in Las Vegas for the first time. Thanks to you, I have seen Grand Canyon for the first time. It was on my bucket list. So, and we are only starting.
There you go. See?
You're quite special to me. So in that department, you already have sign-offs pretty big.
Cool.
What is next? What do you want to achieve in 2023?
Well, we have our global convention in September. I'm shooting for Diamond in September.
To walk across that stage.
Yep.
I better help you to get there.
That's it. No, I have to help you to get there.
Well, we both have to help each other.
There you go. There you go. Now you're learning.
Yeah, no. I got that learning curve right away, but it's the mental part that sometimes stands in the way.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, as you know. Yeah.
What's your goal for 2023?
I would be happy with the bronze if I get there.
Okay, there you go.
Since, as you know, I lost my Director 700 pin in Las Vegas.
So we got to get a bronze one.
Then I decided, like, well, then I have to get at least the next rank because I need replacement.
There you go.
But
no,
I really, the way I'm looking at it would be, I need to win above myself, you know, because there's always something that pulls me back for the reasons only we know. And it's been crazy for me because I'm a trained coach, so I know what stands in the way, and yet I can't help myself. So, and it's being back and forth, and it's being exhausting. So I just hope that I will get out of that vicious cycle and really improve my life the way I want it.
There you go.
And nothing will be holding me back. Yeah. So we will drink to that. This is my first podcast that was supposed to be for wine drinkers, that I actually could pour myself a glass of wine because we are recording it in the evening. And it's so, as it turns out, all my episodes were recorded during the day. It was a little too soon to drink. So this is the first time I'm having a glass of red with Robert, and I'm really
There you go.
I mean, Bob. Don't call me Robert. So I'm still thinking what this episode will be named by. I usually pick something that the guest says that stick with me. That would be the name of the episode. So I'm not sure. I have to re-listen to it to make sure that I pick something good. Any ideas?
Use the team name. Living Dreams.
Maybe. Living Dreams. So speaking of that, before we go, what would be your dreams that you want to live?
What are some of my dreams? Well, we've got a dream board, and
you do
a house in New Jersey.
Oh.
For me, I'd like to have in that house a big enough house where I can have a music room to myself. I don't have it here. And then, a couple other things, but finishing is really what's my dream. It's achieving the goal.
It's interesting when you said that, because they do, like you said, some people don't believe in you in that sense. Do they have a reason to? Did you walk away from something before that proved them right?
No, I'm just, I don't, how do I say it? Like they say, you can't get across the lake unless you rock the boat. I'm the rocker.
Yeah.
So everybody likes it nice and smooth and steady. I don't. I'm going, I'm pushing, I'm always doing, and some people don't like that. And I call it as it is. I don't hold back. And long stories.
Somebody
Too
once said that ships were safe in harbor, but that's not what they were built for.
Nope.
It's exactly. And I know you are an epic fisherman, and you love your boat, even though what I don't get out of that whole passion is that you don't eat fish.
Don't. No. They eat worms. Nope.
They eat worms. Do you know what pigs eat?
No.
You don't
Corn.
want to know.
Corn.
Yeah. Yeah. The
I
food.
eat fish. I just not a big fish eater.
Yeah.
I used to be when I was younger. I used, because when we used to go out camping and stuff, we'd catch them and eat them right then and there.
Mhm.
But it's just, it's not. I'd rather have a steak or a pork chop or
Yeah.
chicken, veal or lamb or something.
Something safe.
Yes.
So, Robert, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, where is the best way to get in touch with you?
They can call me. They can go to my website. They can go to financialindependencellc.com. That's my website. Or they can call me at 732-241-3427. That's direct to me. My cell phone. They can go to MyASEA website, which is rhayek.myasealive.com.
If you send me the form that I sent you, I will post all the links below this episode for anybody that wants to get in
Oh,
touch.
okay. Yeah, I didn't see that, but I'll
Yeah,
fill
yeah,
that.
I know
out.
that. Yeah. And maybe on LinkedIn, that's where you spend most of the time.
Yep. Yep. You can find me on LinkedIn. Yep.
Okay. What would be one piece of wisdom we may part with when consider somebody already having their business and are considering why would they even look at this? Why would they even maybe have a second look for, would it be interesting to them? Why would it be interesting to them? What would you tell them?
Why wouldn't it be? I mean, what else are you going to do? Work for somebody else, make somebody else's dreams work? 'Cause that's
Or
what you're doing.
like Dr. Silverman, even having his own practice and having his own clinic and having his own so-called time of the life, making money, but not having time to spend them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The time freedom of leverage in this business is uncanny. And that's why every wealthy person in the world has their hand in some type of network marketing, because they know it works.
Yeah.
They know it works. All of them. Yep.
As long as you work it.
Yep.
Bob, this was fabulous discussion. I loved it. I learned
Have fun.
plenty of new things about you. And I'm looking forward to this new year that's just starting. This is the first episode of 2023, many more to come. And I would love everybody to reach out to Bob if they felt encouraged with his story or with his wisdom, and maybe get and join our team.
Sure.
We
We'll
love
love it.
ASEA. We empower potential.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too, dear.
And